All right, so let's go ahead and check out the main rhythm guitar stuff of Layla. I'm kind of in this position on the Strat. Sounds pretty close. Also, maybe the bridge pickup would sound great, but I would either go this combo or that one. When you really listen to this song closely, you kind of realize that the main riff is actually two different guitar layers, okay? So I'm sure that maybe you kind of heard the main riff being... But if you listen closely, like super closely, you kind of notice that those are actually two different layers. There's a layer doing, and then a layer going. So we are, in this lesson, going to be talking about the main power chord, or the second part of that, the main rhythm stuff. So what we're going to do is our first one is sliding from this D power chord to the C power chord. And then we're gonna slide one more time to B flat, so. But we're going to attack again. So it's like pick, slide, pick. One more time, so pick, slide, pick. So after we get to that B flat chord, we kind of play this cool little bass line part where we're going open 5th string and then 3rd fret 6th string. So Okay, and what I like to do is, if you like getting your power chords with your third finger or with your pinky, it really doesn't matter, but whichever one it is, I like to keep that finger planted. So, because our next move is going back to that C power chord. So it makes it just a little bit easier to get to the next chord if we keep our finger planted there. So. And now we're going to do that exact same figure. So we're going open 5th string, and then 3rd fret 6th string. So far we have this. And then we're gonna hit the D chord one last time. So that's the whole rhythm part for the chorus. I'm gonna play it all the way through kind of slowly. So one thing to notice is that first bass thing we're going, so I'm using my 2nd finger to get that. And then on the next time we play that, I'm using my 1st finger. Okay, so that is the main rhythm part for the chorus. Let's go ahead and move into the first verse. Okay, so the first chord of the verse is the C sharp minor 7th chord. We're kind of using just the normal kind of bar chord grip for that. And we are going to do 4 downstrokes, and we want to make them staccato like this. And with staccato, I just mean really short. I'm lifting up my fingers to mute the chord in between each one. So. Okay, our next chord is going to be this G sharp minor 7th chord. Same thing, I'm just using the normal like bar chord grip for this chord. And the same thing, I want 4 staccato downstrokes. So after that, I'm going back to that C sharp minor chord, but I'm only going to do 2 hits. Okay, so all the way through that first little section. All right, next up, we do this little cool walk-up part. We're gonna start with a C dominant 7th bar chord. And instead of a strum, we're actually kind of doing this cool little arpeggiation thing. So the picking is I'm going 5, 4, 2. And I actually like doing this all downstrokes, but sometimes it might be easier for you to go down, down, up. But I like going down, down, down. Okay? So we're gonna go 5, 4, 2. And then we're just moving this up to a D dominant 7th chord. So now we're on the 5th fret with our first finger. And then we're gonna slide this up to E dominant 7. So now our first finger is on the 7th fret. So all together, that little section. And on this last one, we don't have to do that boo 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 ga, right? We don't have to do that individual picking. We're just going to strum using this rhythm. So that rhythm. Down, down, up, down, up. Cool. Okay, so this is what we have of the verse so far. All right, cool. This brings us to the last section of the verse. We're going to start, I always like to call this like the Hendrix grip. It's just our normal F sharp minor bar chord, but we're getting the low note with our thumb reaching over the neck. If you have a hard time doing that, also just doing the normal F sharp minor chord, totally cool, but I'm not hearing this 5th in the recording. I'm hearing these octaves at the bottom, so I'm assuming he's doing it with his thumb and 3rd finger like this. Okay, another reason to use our thumb to grab this chord is that we want to have our other fingers free. Okay, because we go So what I'm doing without holding the chord down is I'm doing a little pull off from 4 to 2 on the top string on the first string. And then I'm hitting the 2nd fret, 2nd string. So. Okay, cool. That brings us to this cool riff that happens throughout the verse. I'm hammering on the 5th string from the 4th fret to the 6th fret. And now I'm hitting the 4th fret, 4th string. And then a pull off from 6 to 4 on the 4th string. And then it ends up on the 6th fret, 5th string. So. Okay, now we're gonna move to just a normal, like, basic open position E chord. And we wanna make sure our pinky's free because we're gonna do a very similar pull-off thing that we did on the F sharp minor chord. So without holding the chord, just so you can see it, I'm pulling off from 2nd to open. So 2nd fret to the open 1st string. And then I'm hitting the 2nd string open. So I'm doing that while holding the chord down. And then we're gonna play that same exact riff we did up here, but we're gonna now start on the 2nd fret 5th string. All right, so that little part. Okay, the next move in the verse is we go back to our F sharp minor thumb chord, right? And we're gonna do that exact same pull off. Okay? And then we're gonna just go to our normal B major bar chord. So. Cool, and we're gonna hit it 2 times, kind of staccato like that. So. And then we're gonna go to an E chord. And then at the end of the verse, we hit an A chord, just our normal A chord, really staccato, really fast. Okay, so. Okay, and this is actually the chord that makes it okay for us to go from D minor to C sharp minor, right? If you've noticed, or if you don't know, the choruses of this song are in D minor, and the verses are in C sharp minor, or could be thought of as E major. Both of those keys have an A chord, an A major chord in them. So in the key of D minor, we have an A chord, and in the key of E, we also have an A chord. When 2 different keys have a chord in common, this is called a pivot chord. So in the case of Layla, this A chord is our pivot chord. And using pivot chords is a really cool way to be able to modulate from a key to a different key. Okay, cool. So the song actually starts out with that chorus part, those power chords we learned. And then it goes to verse 1, back to the chorus, verse 2, back to the chorus, verse 3, and then a chorus, but now it's double the length, okay? And then at the end of that, we're still playing that chorus part, but that's where the slide solo at the end of the first part of Layla happens. In verse 2 and 3, we're going to play exactly the same chords. There's just some kind of little different rhythm stuff that happens in those verses, okay? And it mainly happens in the first 3 chords, okay? So in first verse, it's those staccato downstrokes. Right? In verses 2 and 3, the rhythm gets a little more complex. Not really more complex, just more active. Okay, so instead of these staccato downstrokes, we're gonna go. So it's a really similar strum pattern to what we were already doing on the E7. So right before we get to the end of Layla, the piano exit or the piano coda, there's just one thing that kind of changes the very last time of that chorus riff, okay? So the first part is exactly the same. And then it's actually gonna end on that C chord. So the very last time we play the chorus riff, it's gonna be like this. And then it just fades out, and then that's where the piano coda starts. All right, so that was the rhythm guitar for the first half of Layla. Next up, you're gonna have a chance to practice all that stuff we just got done talking about with the band.
That's all for this session. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell for more lessons in the future. Make sure you check out the other lessons on our channel, and don't forget to head over to TrueFire.com for the full experience. We have synchronized tabs, jam tracks, and a massive library of courses covering all topics a guitarist could ever want to learn. Until next time.